This is a story of how Dick Dale turned a Middle Eastern folk song into an anthem for the California surf rock movement of the early 60s. Dick Dale is known as the godfather of surf rock, the one who defined what the sound of the genre was instrumentally. But for someone who was largely the founder of a sound that was so distinctly Californian, he was actually born on the other side of the country in Boston, Massachusetts. Dick was born in 1937 to Sofia Dankowitz, whose Polish-Belarusian parents had immigrated at the turn of the century, and James Mansour, a Lebanese immigrant who came from Beirut. As a teenager in the 50s, he started teaching himself to play the guitar, by ear, from listening to country and bluegrass artists on the radio. He listened to a lot of Hank Williams and Chet Atkins and learned his early picking style from those guys. He moved to California around this time, and started blending those country influences with both his Eastern European and Middle Eastern roots, which would have a major effect on the development of his guitar sound. His mother's side of the family listened to traditional polka music, very upbeat tempos designed for dance. His father, on the other hand, introduced him to Middle Eastern folk music, with maqam scales and a distinctly different sound than what was being produced in the Western world. Quite the cool little mix when you consider country music as the base. One of the songs his father and uncle showed him was a song called Misirlou, or Egyptian Girl, a song that was first recorded in the 1920s by an Ottoman Greek musician from Istanbul called Demetriades, but it was also well known to have been played by Arabic and Jewish artists across the region, although the original author and the story of the creation of the song remains unknown. Its popularity across the Middle East has led a lot of cultures to claiming the song as their own. It was recorded multiple times by multiple different artists, but it was Dick Dale, a rising star in the surf rock scene, who decided to record the old folk song with a very different, more modern approach than before. He sped it up, he added drums, and made it a solo instrumental guitar track that sounded a lot more like rock and roll than folk music. The song blew up. It was Dick's biggest and most successful song with his band the Deltones, and it spread across the United States in a way that was pretty uncommon for instrumental tracks. It was a big part of what drew the attention of the music industry toward California during the end of the surf rock dominance, that would soon be eclipsed by the rise of bands like the Beatles, and the overall move towards psychedelia in rock and roll. We just made a video on our YouTube channel that gets into more detail about surf rock, and don't forget to pop over to our merch shop to check out this and more cool designs for music lovers.